Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I am here to bring you a week in my life. I recently apologized on Instagram for my lack of YouTubes, but I don't know, in the last few months just finding it really hard to be regular on YouTube, or just, I know that from YouTube videos I watch, a lot of them are very similar, and that's why you follow them, because it's the person that you're following and you don't really care that the stuff isn't like super exciting. But I just find it really hard to pick up the camera when I'm not like really inspired, and haven't really been that inspired by my clothes lately, or getting dressed, or any of those things. So yeah, I've just found it hard to get on here, and then you get out of the habit and then it just becomes a thing. So anyway, on Instagram I apologized, and a lot of you were just like, just give us what we want, just do the boring stuff. So here I am on a Monday morning. I'm about to go for a run. I also have a lot of ranting to do. I was on a holiday there for 2.5 weeks, which was amazing, with my family and some of my closest friends. And yeah, I just had some time to, you know, just think about life. And yeah, I have a few rants that I'm gonna just sprinkle in like I like to do. Here is what I'm wearing on my run. These, I have about 4 of these jackets. They're Sweaty Betty. This is I can't remember, but it's from the Sports Edit. This is the reason I wanted to come on. Now these are an extra small, and I'm certainly not an extra small anymore at all, but, and I probably never will be, but they are just, it doesn't matter because they're so comfortable. I used to wear these when I was pregnant. I have a size small or medium as well, and they're just the comfiest. They're by Free People Movement, I think, maybe just Free People. But if you're looking for the comfiest shorts, they're just so soft and elasticated and gorgeous. So yeah, this is what I'm wearing on my run today. And I'm currently listening to Grace Beverly, Hardly Working Hard or Hardly Working, but I'm actually not really enjoying the episode, so let's switch it up. Gonna have my breakfast. I usually just prepare mine and Connor's in the morning, which is just oats with, it's really weird, I don't have milk, I just have oats with water, cinnamon, pecans, raisins and sunflower seeds, and then I add a footload of banana. And yeah, my mom thinks I'm crazy not putting any milk in it, or you know, something that makes it a bit sweet, but I just don't really need it. I think it's sweet enough for the morning. Anyway, so I'm gonna have my breakfast now and then start getting ready. Okay, so I have finished getting ready. Again, it took me so long to get dressed because I just hate everything that I'm wearing, and I feel like it's summer and I just got back from my summer holidays. It's June, so I feel like I should be dressing for summer, but outside in Ireland it's grey and wet, so it's just kind of leaving me stunted. Anyway, I know I should try and bring you along for the getting dressed process, but I'm late and the lighting in my room is just so bad that it just never looks that good. Anyway, this looks crap, but the main star of the show is my new trench coat that I got from Massimo just before I went away, and I wanted to show you guys. I actually wore this over the weekend for the first time. I'm totally obsessed. It's very Japanese or something, very just my style. But I wore it with a white t-shirt, black poplin cotton pants, and I wore it kind of open like this, and I just love this because when you close it over, I feel it gives it a really different look for some reason. And you can kind of just leave the rest of the buttons closed, and I feel it just changes it slightly. So I am very obsessed with this.
And I did promise on Instagram, people were asking, anything new that you get, please show us on YouTube, because we love watching unboxings. I love watching unboxings too, so I know it's kind of silly, but anyway, I wanted to show you my new bag that I got from, does it even say it on this dust bag? I'm pretty sure it does. Really tiny. From St. Agni. I have wanted this bag for definitely since last summer, if not the summer before. Maybe they only brought the jumbo size out last summer, and that's when I really fell in love, because you know me, I'm a jumbo bag kind of gal. I love that when you are in mom mode at the weekend, you can just shove everything in a massive bag. And then also for work, if you're working in the city and you need your laptop, super handy to have a really big bag. But basically, this has been on pre-order forever, and it's the kind of thing that you have to pay up front for pre-order items, and then you have to wait like sometimes up to like 2 months, and it can kind of stunt you on the buying process. And I'm just so glad I actually stuck with it and waited it out, and now she's mine. It's very Bottega-esque, I feel, and I have tried the Bottegas on in store, and honestly, I'm just not sold. I feel like the leather, they're obviously real leather, but they just don't feel, the quality of them, they look fake to me for some reason. So Bottega bags, I love how they look, but in person, I don't love how they feel. This is just like, how beautiful is that? So yeah, I'm just so excited about this. Without the filler as well, she really keeps her shape. She's really sturdy. She has a magnet to close her. Not great probably for safety, but I feel as well for a travel bag, just so bougie. And she comes, I think, in black and burgundy, but I obviously just am obsessed with the brown. Very understated, but an eye catcher at the same time. We love her. And then I have cheated and opened this one already, but we were over in my friend's apartment the other day with my son, and I had this unboxed, and I had to give it to my son to entertain him to unbox, because he is obsessed with accessories and anything to do with bags or sunglasses. So that's how I entertained him. But I got a new pair of Vela. You know, Vela is just what I live in. I will put the photos here of the ones that I lived in over my holidays. I just couldn't take them off. But these are like the classic ones that draw me to this brand years ago. I've worn this shape for years. They're just very oversized Tom Ford kind of vibes. And I got the black frame with the kind of brown lens. Yeah, I think they just look great. The other ones are more kind of tortoisey, if that's the word that you use. So I'm very excited about these. And then I actually discovered Gab's look years ago. Before my wedding, she reached out to me and offered to gift me some stuff, and then she also gifted me for my wedding. She made these really cute little bracelets for my bridesmaids, and I have recently just purchased something from her new line. Her packaging is gorgeous. Molly, thank you for your order. We hope that you love your new necklace. Oh, we have added some silver swirl earrings. They will look great on you. Crazy to think that so many years ago now we made bracelets for your bridesmaids. Bizarre. Oh my God, that is so cute. She remembers. If you don't follow her, she has a personal account as well that I die over. She's like the ultimate style queen, lives in London. She just did a trip to Tokyo that I was just drooling over, but anything she wears, she actually has this in black. So yeah, oh my God, I am totally obsessed. Now I wanted this for my holidays, my summer holidays, which I was kind of upset that I didn't have it for, but it just didn't arrive in time. But oh my God, it's absolutely beautiful. And the clasp and everything is like, I can actually see the difference from when she started making them to now. It's been about 4 years since I first got her pieces. Oh my God, I am totally obsessed with that. I love the color. I love the little fish detail. I feel it's kind of Leandra Medine a little bit. Perfect. And then she said she put some little earrings in here, so I'm gonna have a little look. Oh my God. Guys, how stunning. They are so like Greek, which is funny because I saw a pair very similar to these in gold in Greece that I was gonna buy. Oh my God, I am gonna live in these. J'adore. Thank you so much, Gabs. If you don't know her brand, go check her out. Okay, so I'm late now. My best friend has just moved into a new house, so I'm gonna go see her house and then we're gonna go for lunch for her birthday. So let's go. Good morning. It is the next day. I'm so sorry. I got to my friend's new house yesterday and I just completely forgot that I was YouTubing. I'm just so out of the loop and out of practice that, yeah, I just totally forgot. And it wasn't until we were walking back after lunch that I realized, oh crap, I haven't YouTubed any of that. The sun is so bright. Oh my God, I can barely open my eyes. A gorgeous day. It's actually starting to cloud over now, but it was blue skies all this morning. I am, also solo parenting, which vlogging that is like, just pretty much not impossible, but for me personally impossible. Anyway, I'm about to do my makeup. I'm going in to meet Jess for a coffee and to do some shooting. So I thought I would do my makeup with you guys since I didn't yesterday. I was in such a rush. And I also wanted to do a little bit of a catch up. So anyway, as you know, I just got back from holidays, and this week when I put up a little Q&A about what you guys wanted to see in my YouTube video this week, a lot of you just said, I just love listening to you chat away and vent about your life. So not that I have really anything to vent about or complain about, but when I was away, I definitely kind of very much slipped back into a negative space about my body. And I kind of just wanted to come on and chat about it because I know that anytime I share about this, us girlies all are obsessed with how we look and how our bodies look. And I think especially in this space of sharing our lives online, even if you're not a content creator, we are constantly comparing how our holiday pictures look or how our bodies look on holidays to what we're seeing online. So I basically, anytime my body, I get comments online about my body. I remember like maybe 8 or 9 months after having Abe, we had just moved back from Lisbon and we were very unhappy in the apartment that we were living in because we had moved basically from a palace of gold to in Lisbon to this what can only be described as a hellhole. And we were just so unhappy, and basically I was so stressed that I wasn't eating like properly. I was just not eating as much. Now, me not eating still means that I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a massive dinner, but I have a very big appetite, so I was just eating far less than I usually do and not snacking and stuff because I just had no appetite because I was so stressed. And I remember getting comments being like, oh my God, like you look amazing. And again, over, the years, when people comment on me looking amazing, it's usually, I swear, at a time where I'm so stressed that I'm just eating less and I've lost my appetite and I'm not like just enjoying food or drawn to food as much as I usually am because I'm such an eater. In saying that, I also, when I'm going through kind of hard times, sometimes if it's more of an emotional thing, if it's not stress-based, if it's more emotional or sadness, I will lean into eating more or snacking more. And especially being at home during the day, working from home, means I will just kind of lean into snacking more. So anyway, long story short, my body at the moment is kind of my natural body shape. I just felt on this holiday, you know, when you like have photos on your camera roll that like pop up from like this time last year or this time 2 years ago, and like you're just constantly comparing yourself to the way you were then or how this thing fit on me last year or whatever. So anyway, I was very much just uncomfortable in my body on this holiday. And there were plenty of things that I packed that I just ended up not wearing because I was just like, oh my God, I look like an absolute beach whale. Which I didn't, but in my head, I felt like I did. And yeah, I just wanted to come on to say the thing basically that helps me, because this is something that I, as you know, struggled with for years. I remember when I was in the depths of like restricting myself, I used to just pray going to sleep that one day I would have a kind of a sense of peace around eating. And I definitely have that now. I never feel after having a pizza, oh God, sorry. I never feel basically, even when I'm like judging my body or hating my body, I never feel, oh, I wish I hadn't eaten that. I just don't think like that anymore. And part of it probably is the experience of knowing that even when I'm at my slimmest or my skinniest or my most lean, there is still not a sense of peace. So it's not really something to go like aim for, because even when I'm there or where I wish I would be in my body, I'm still not really happy. So it's not really something to aim for. Before I go on too much about this, the biggest thing that helps me and that I wanted to come on and say after my holiday, I kept reminding myself that the least interesting thing about me and about anyone is their physical body and how it looks. And if I am lucky enough to have a long life, the last thing that I will look back on and be like, oh, that was one of the best things about my life would be how I looked or how my body looked. You know, obviously I love being fit. Exercising is something that gives me confidence and challenging myself, and of course I like to look nice. But what I've realized is that really accepting my body for how it looks rather than forcing myself to love how my body looks is far more realistic, it has far more longevity in it as a mindset. And also it just gives space for me to accept my body and remind myself, and gives myself the kind of headspace to remember that my body is always going to change through the seasons of whether it's motherhood or pregnancy or stress or happiness or just all of those things. My body is always going to change, and the one thing that isn't going to change is that my body is the least interesting thing about myself, and it's going to be the least kind of memorable thing about my life. So yeah, that's kind of what helped me on holidays. And also just having kind of clothes that you're super comfortable in and clothes that you know for sure you can kind of work. You know, there are certain things about my body, specifically my arms, that I just don't like. And if I kind of have, like, let's say my doe-end top, I'll put a picture here, and, you know, an oversized kind of pair of shorts, like this outfit, I felt so good in, even though when I was naked, or another outfit I had tried on before this outfit that night, I hated because it just didn't look right and I felt big. I put this outfit on and I felt fabulous and I felt comfortable and I felt, just glowing. And that's how you want to feel. And you definitely can have things that you wear or outfits that you wear that make you feel that way, no matter what kind of season of your body you are in. So I do encourage you to kind of get that outfit for yourself and have something to fall back on so that you never feel uncomfortable or kind of down on yourself. Anyway, that's my first rant of today. definitely not the last rant of this video. Will I go on to my next rant? I kind of taken notes because I was not taking notes, but I was journaling about the things that I have been kind of thinking about over the last few months and the last few weeks. I suppose I haven't finished my makeup, so maybe I'll just continue to rant. But one last thing quickly, I had a conversation with one of my, an old friend of mine on my holidays in Greece. I was at a wedding, and what am I doing next? Oh yeah. And basically this person is like just one of the most kind of charismatic extrovert, life and soul of the conversation, the fun, and he's a guy, so he's like a handsome guy. He is, in my eyes, kind of in what he does for kind of work and stuff, is like really like successful and confident. And anyway, we had a conversation, and basically he's not in a good place at the moment and hasn't been this year. And when I looked at him at this wedding, all I saw was somebody who was just such an amazing person, somebody I gravitate toward as a friend and could just sit and talk to for hours. And I just find him so interesting and kind, and he's such a good listener. And anyway, in our conversation, first he told me that he's in a really dark place and has been this year, and secondly, that, you know, he just has this sense of not really belonging anywhere, and that, you know, most people don't really talk about. And I just wanted to touch on it because I think like it can be really hard as somebody who's so privileged, like I am so privileged in life, to admit that you struggle with mental health, or you know, that you feel lost and you feel kind of crippled with anxiety, or being stuck and not being able to change the things that make you unhappy. I think especially as somebody becoming a mother and other women not having the experience I have had. And I think like the mix of kind of the Irish older generation mentality of just like, get on with it, you're so lucky, that kind of thing. Anyway, it was just a mix of, I wanted to share that we can often feel like we're totally alone in those feelings, whether it's struggling with your mental health, or whether it's just feeling kind of like you haven't yet found your thing, or you haven't yet found your people, or you haven't yet found the career that you're going to thrive in and you're going to be able to really dedicate yourself to, or you just haven't found your thing yet. And I think it can be really difficult, again, with an online life or looking at people's lives online. It can just be so easy to feel completely isolated, and I just think it's so important. I suppose it showed me how important it is to talk to your friends. A lot of last year, when I was in the darkest place, I didn't talk to people, because I suppose the last thing you want to do is be a Debbie Downer, and you don't want to bring that energy if you have dragged yourself into a social situation, which usually is really difficult when you're feeling anxious or depressed. The last thing you want to do is make that one social situation that you've had in months like all about how you feel and the darkness you're feeling. You don't want to bring it as a weight onto other people. You're ashamed of it, you're embarrassed. And a lot of the time you actually don't go to those social situations because you are feeling so down, and it's too much energy to do it. So I just wanted to touch on it because, firstly, I don't want you to feel alone if you have ever felt that sense of isolation or not feeling like you belong. And secondly, to encourage you to maybe talk to a friend, because you never know how your friends are feeling, and they might say, I feel the same, or they might just surprise you and have the solution to your problem, or just make you feel heard and less alone. And usually people are far more compassionate and empathetic than you give them credit for. So yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to rant about. Anyway, I'm gonna finish my makeup here and I'm gonna try and get dressed with you guys today because I didn't do that yesterday. I didn't have the time. So I'll finish my mascara, which my Abe broke my my eyelash curler, and I cannot believe how much I need an eyelash curler. Since having a baby, my eyelashes went to shit. And eyelash color is probably one of the most important things that I have. So I use the YSL mascara, but it doesn't work as well without the eyelash curler. Okay, so I have an idea. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I was thinking of layering my Nina Bing skirt over these silk trousers to add a little bit of, I don't know, interest. So I was thinking of wearing it up really high so that, just bear with me. And then I actually was gonna get rid of this Arquette shirt. So I was like, oh, I have too many shirts, but I actually don't have many long shirts. I have really nice shirts by Jerf Avenue and Yate, but they're both quite short. So anyway, okay, this from a distance looks terrible. Is it terrible? Because then I was thinking of either a belt or a scarf as another layer. Okay, so far I'm hating the black skirt. Just looks absolutely ridiculous and not kind of what I thought it was gonna look like. So what I'm thinking is the black skirt is a no. It looks absolutely ridiculous. So either I wear this white shirt over these trousers with this as a little kind of detail, or I could change the trousers. Let's see the other option. This needs to be more open as well. I don't like, yeah, even just one button actually makes such a difference. I like this more open. I actually quite like the sleeves really long. I really like this, but I just feel like it's like every bloody outfit on TikTok that I'm seeing at the moment. But it's still kind of cute. Okay, so the other option is my Paloma wool skirt. I'm really liking this shirt. I can't believe I was gonna give it away. It's like the perfect oversized size, and it's actually such good quality. So I was thinking my Paloma wool skirt underneath, which is just this little sheer number. The only thing is that my legs are kind of looking like tree trunks. I'm just gonna maybe add this belt. I don't know, I kind of like it, but I do think I prefer the other outfit. And also I'm going for coffee in a pretty casual place, and I feel like this just would be a little bit overdressed. But I feel like for a date night, it kind of could be cute. I'm totally obsessed with this skirt, and I need to find new ways to wear it. Okay, I think I'm gonna get changed into the other outfit and let's get going. Okay, once again, I did not film any of that catch up with my friend Jess, but I am on my way home now to have some lunch and do some more shooting. I have some work emails to do, and then I'm gonna prepare just all of the food for the next few days. Just being at home with Abe on my own. Not that there's that much to do because he's in crash all day, but it's handy just to have all of his meals, etc. prepped, so I'm going to do that. Anyone else, as soon as they come home, just gets straight into pajamas or tracksuits?
Okay, I'm gonna make my lunch. I'm absolutely starving. Oh, sorry. I was saying to Jess that I know that I've talked about this on here. My insomnia for the last at least year has been has been just horrendous, so bad. Yeah, and especially when you have a child that sleeps through the night for the majority of the time and you're not sleeping, it's like, oh my god, like this is such a waste. But anyway, when I was in Greece, I got melatonin from the pharmacy and started taking it every night. And honestly, it has changed my life. For the first time in as long as I can remember, I'm like getting into bed, same as I always do, probably the same amount of screen time, etc. at night time. And I'm just reading a few pages of my book and then being like, okay, I think it's time to go to bed now, and turning over and literally falling asleep. Like, that has never happened to me, and I'm still kind of waking up in the middle of the night as I usually would. But again, I am finding it really easy to go back to sleep because I'm not like spiraling. I feel this sense of like, it almost just gives you this kind of sense of calm in your mind, and like you just don't, for me anyway, I'm not like spiraling into thoughts that I would usually do when I wake up. So honestly, if you are going away and you're somewhere where you can get melatonin, I would seriously advise it because it is saving my life at the moment. Anyway, I am going to make my usual corn cakes for lunch. Yesterday I went out for lunch, like I told you, with Domino, and I actually, because I love corn cakes so much, I cooked salmon for Connor for dinner, and I made corn cakes for my dinner, or for my dinner, because it's usually what I have for lunch, but I didn't have it yesterday. But I love it so much that I just can't go a day without having my corn cakes. It's so bizarre because I don't think they're really not that exciting, but I just love them. So anyway, I'm gonna do that and then brainstorm what I'll do for the rest of the day.
Co-collab. Yeah. For those who don't know, I'm Charlotte Collins, Editor-in-Chief of Sheerluxe UK, and I'm joined by Tamara Jabi, Editor-in-Chief of Sheerluxe Middle East.
That's awesome.
Space ever. Because Bicester are celebrating 30 years this year.
Happy.
But also all things Bicester as well.
The region as well, like
yeah.
It's amazing because they have signs.
Good morning. It is now a few days later, a lot of days later, I'm gonna say about a week. I totally forgot again to vlog. I had a girls' night out on Saturday and I'm so excited to show you guys my dress. Insert photos here. I actually didn't even get any photos that showed off the dress that I got. I am so obsessed. But honestly, I think I'm gonna save kind of the reveal of the dress for like my next holiday, which probably isn't until next year. But anyway, it was so stunning and I just felt $1 million in it. I love that. I very rarely buy dresses, but this one was one that I knew I'd get wear out of, whether it's at summer weddings or on vacations. It's just a kind of piece that you can throw on and just feel really good. Anyway, today I have an unboxing, and as requested, I know I saved this because you guys have requested for me to share my unboxings. It is a gifted piece from a French brand that I actually never heard of before, so I'm super excited to unbox it and see what it's like. And then I'm gonna go into the city to do a try on for you guys. because it's been an absolute age. I've been busy working on this project that I'm doing, and I just haven't had the drive or the time to go into the city. So today I'm going to meet my mom for breakfast and I'm going to do some try-ons for you guys. Let's get dressed. I really want to wear my favorite Andorra knit because it's been a while, and even though it is nearly the end of June, it is cold out. So I'm going to wear this and I'm going to pair it with my Paris Georgia pants. So let's start with that, and then I'm sure I'm gonna have to layer a t-shirt to get the look I am going for. Okay, start with these. Okay, I'm gonna have to do my hair afterwards, but I wanted to leave it until I was dressed because the girlies will know that once you're doing a slick back bun, when you're getting dressed, you're always like, why didn't I leave this till afterwards? Anyway, so I'm gonna wear this and I'm gonna try, I think, I would like the t-shirt kind of peeking out at the bottom. So I'm gonna try and tuck this up. I might need to use a bobbin or something. And then these are my cargo pants, which I think I will roll up because they're super long. I'll show you a photo of my outfit here once I'm in the elevator. But yeah, let's actually go do my hair and chat about what I've been watching lately, because I've been watching some game changer stuff. Okay, so first thing, let's get into reviewing the Alex Cooper documentary, which I actually held off to watch for almost 2 weeks after it was released. I am obsessed with Alex Cooper. Obviously, she's gorgeous. She's kind of like obviously easy to be obsessed with. She's young, she's successful, she's gorgeous. And I suppose I had high expectations for the documentary. My best friend Eleanor came over, I made brownies and we watched it together with Connor. And we honestly were disappointed. I felt it was, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I would usually rate out of 10. And if I was gonna rate out of 10, my husband's rule is you can't give it 7 because it's a cop out. I would give it 6. I didn't think it was that great. This is probably controversial, but I didn't really like the way she brought the whole sexual harassment thing into it. I don't know, I thought it was just a bit of a pure, like, she obviously is behind the documentary, so it's a pure self-promotion kind of thing. There wasn't really anything in it that was, I don't know, I just felt like bringing that into it and making the whole sexual harassment thing the kind of main thing about the documentary, I thought it was just a bit of a cop-out. I just didn't, I don't know, I thought it was like awful for her and so important to come forward about it, but the fact that, yeah, anyway, I know I'm going to say some probably things that aren't fair, so I won't, but I didn't love it, and yeah, I was disappointed. So 6 out of 10. Also, I just felt like her journey, because it's so short, and I don't know, she's quite privileged, and because of her background, she just got really lucky, which isn't really that interesting in a way. Like, she's a hard worker, she's talented, she's good at what she does, and she's a badass, yes, but she just also got very lucky, which just isn't that interesting in my eyes. Anyway, I still love her, but that's my opinion about the documentary. 2 of the things that we watched that I just can't get over. So first thing is Dying for Sex with Michelle Williams. One of the most, as my husband described, beautiful things we've ever watched. sad, extremely sad. So I would watch with someone, but just the most amazing depiction of female friendship. And it really just made me like feel sorry for Connor. I was like, you will never know what it's like to be loved as a friend like that, because I feel like only women love like that. Like, it just depicted fierce female love in a way I've never seen before. And then it also depicted death in a way that I've never it was just so moving and so amazing. I would really highly recommend it. It was funny and tragic, but just the perfect sweet spot. The other thing that we watched, we love anything that is subtitled, because it just gets me off my phone, and they're usually just really good, anything subtitled, like Caliphate, are my favorite show of all time. If you haven't seen Caliphate, oh my god, it's called The Empress, and it's on Netflix, and it's about the Austrian Empress Elizabeth, and her journey to becoming the Empress, marrying Franz, the Emperor. And it's basically The Crown, but almost better, because you don't know the story, and it's also just like, I just think almost better than The Crown, if that's possible. I loved The Crown. If you love The Crown and you love subtitled things, this is just such a good kind of history, romantic, just so good. So we just finished last night the second series, and the third series isn't coming out until 2026. I'm so devastated. But anyway, so those are the things that we have been watching and loving. So yeah, I am gonna do my lipstick, I'm gonna choose my shoes, and then I'm gonna take you into the city. Let's go. Okay, I was just picking out a bag, and then I realized I had to unbox this bag that I got. So this is the brand, it's RSVP, and it is a oversized black bag, which I know, I have my Tibet one that's large and black. I have my St. Agnes one that's brown and large and black, and brown and large. This, just a totally different style, and perfect for work, mom life, fits your laptop, 100% leather. This gorgeous little detailing here with the pocket, perfect for your phone on the outside, has pockets on the outside, magnet to open it. Oh, it's gorgeous. On the inside it has suede, another pocket, a little clip where you can attach your keys. And I am a sucker for a bag that fits over your shoulder, so I am delighted with that. Comes in other colors as well, so I'll put the link here, and I'll put a few pics of the other colorways, but I just love a black bag because it just goes with everything. Perfect for traveling as well.
Okay, I got into the city and I went straight to the Pepper Pot to meet my mom. It's in the Paris Court Shopping Centre, and if you haven't been, I would really recommend. It's one of my favourite places to go. Always get the scrambled eggs with bacon, extra bacon, and their coffee is yum. Then we headed over to Cost to do some browsing and, of course, do a little try on. I honestly was a little bit disappointed. It was very summer based, and now that I'm back in Ireland, the weather isn't great and I'm not actually going on any more holidays, I don't think. It just wasn't really hitting, but there were a few bits that I would really recommend. I absolutely adored this top. I don't know where the video gone. I tried it on in white as well. I loved it. I wasn't wearing the right bra, so it didn't really look great. This dress as well I really liked, but again, I wasn't wearing the right bra. I would definitely buy this if I was going on another summer holiday. Perfect for evening wear or just to the beach to look super glam at kind of a beach party. This was my favourite. It was cotton, stretchy, comfortable, and I just loved this kind of ruche detailing around the neck and the sleeves. It was really, really beautiful. Okay, so then I, of course, had to go to Brown Thomas where there were huge sales, which I always find very overwhelming. But I did absolutely love the sale section for the bags. This Miu Miu, of course, wasn't on sale, but I need it. I couldn't get over that these classic shapes by the Row and Kate were on sale at like nearly 50%. This Lulu design top was something that I have been perving on online, and very dangerous that I've tried it on in store because now I actually really need it. It was perfection on. This Roy Hain knit, which I just didn't love the blue, but the softness of it and the fact that it was on sale really hit the spot. Then I nipped into Planet Beauty because I was in need of my retinol by The Ordinary, which I always get, and I had a little browse at their Korean skincare, which their stock is really good actually.